All right, so now we're going to talk about how our exponential question's going to like look on the STAR test. So sometimes they're going to ask you to just write an equation. So that's easy. We like that. So like this one says the table contains some points on the graph of an exponential function. It even told you what kind of table it's supposed to be. So since it says exponential, we know that means the equation is supposed to be y equals ab to the x. We know that. That's what we learned last class. Okay, it says based on the table, which function represents the same relationship? So we need to write the equation. So we know that means, oh, you got to have the y-intercept. That's your A, is your y-intercept, and your rate. Okay, that's your B. Okay, so how do I know where the y-intercept is in the table? Well, it's where the 0 is. So in this particular one, it says 0 right there. So that means I'm writing this number is my y-intercept, so 0.0625. Okay, great. And then how do I get the rate? Well, to get the rate, we're dividing the point at 1 divided by the point at 0. Okay, now you're not typing the numbers 1 and 0. You're typing what are the y numbers at 1 and 0. So the number at 1 is right there, 0.25. So I'm doing 0.25 divided by 0.0625, and you're going to type that in the calculator. So here we go typing. So here we go, 0.25 divided by 0.0625, and it tells me 4. So then that means my rate is 4. Okay, equals 4. So we just got to make sure we put these two numbers, my y-intercept and my rate. I got to make sure I put them in the right spot. So what number is supposed to go on the outside is the y-intercept. So it should be 0.0625 on the outside and 4 on the inside, x in the exponent. Don't forget that. So which equation looks like that is H. Okay. That's a pretty basic question. We should all be getting those right on the STAR for sure. The other type of question is they can give you a table and they're going to ask, like, let's read this question and I'll explain. It says the table shows the population P of mice in a field at the end of M months. Based on the data in the table, what will be the population of mice in the field at the end of 8 months? So as you can see, 8 is not in this table. So this is called making a prediction. What is going to happen past what we know has already happened? Based on this information, what happens later? So I need to write an equation. That's the first thing. Got to have an equation. So that means I need the y-intercept and my rate, okay, to the x power. Alrighty. So looking at this table, what was the y-intercept? Well, I know the y-intercept is at 0, which happens right here. So that means my y-intercept is 6. Okay, good for me. Now I need to find the rate. Okay, so we know rate. I'm going to do it over here. Rate. We know we just did it. It's the point at 1 divided by the point at 0. We do not actually type 1 and 0. So what is the point at 1 is 12. So I should be doing 12 divided by 6. We type it in the calculator. 12 divided by 6. The rate's 2. So I put that on the inside. Now, as you can see, this is not down here. So I need to use this equation to figure out what is it going to be in 8 months. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to type the equation in Desmos, and I'm going to look at the table. And where am I going to look in the table? 8. Okay, so I'm typing the equation in. Here we go. I'm going to take these 2 out. I don't need them anymore, just to keep things nicey nice. So y equals 6 parentheses 2 parentheses to the x power. You can do shift 6, we know, takes it to the x power, or you can pop this keyboard up and you would push A to the B. Anyways, I digress. So that's what our graph looks like. I need to see the table So I'm going to push the little wheel. That gets me a table. I push the picture of the table. And I need to see, we said the number 8. So instead of -2, I'm going to type 8. And this number over here should be my answer, 1536. So I'm going to write that down, 1536. 8 gave me that number. So where was that in my answer choices? Right here. Letter H. Okay? Easy. We can do this. So go ahead and start the practice. Some of the practice is just writing the equation like this. And some of the practice is, oh, you got to find the equation and then figure out what is it going to be later.